We're now going to recognize an Eagle Scout candidate. The presentation of the Eagle Award is an important and serious matter. It is the climax and goal for which this Scout has been working many years for. The Eagle Award is a combination of efforts of many leaders of this Scout. It is an occasion of pride and joy, and time for serious contemplation. It is the highest rank in Scouting and the most coveted of all Scouting awards. It is the last major step in Scouting advancement program. Its troop leaders have not achieved their purpose with this Scout to build in the building of character, in the training of leadership, or the practice of service. They probably never shall. It is the right and property of this court to make an examination of the applicant. In order that you may understand the competencies of this examination, at this time I'm going to ask our troop committee chairman, Kim Versey, to come up and she will tell you what his examination was.
The first consideration and examination of this candidate was his proficiency in the various crafts and skills prescribed in the requirements for the Eagle Award. The Eagle candidate presented a record of the merit badges he earned and the advancement he has accomplished. These records have been carefully checked. The candidate has been certified by the merit badge counselors approved by the troop committee. The court finds that the candidate has completed all required merit badges. Another important consideration for the Eagle Award is leadership. This court carefully reviewed the record of the candidate's performance in leadership positions. We found all positions held in the troop, school affairs, and his Eagle Service Project to meet the requirements of the Eagle Award. We find that the candidate displayed his capacity and his willingness to exert leadership in activities that are constructive and worthwhile to this community. We believe that he is qualified to receive the Eagle Award. Last but certainly not least is the Scout's character. We have interviewed teachers, his pastor, neighbors, and many others regarding the candidate. It is the finding of the court that this candidate has put into practice in his daily life the principles of the Scout oath and law. We believe he will continue these habits after receiving the Eagle Award.
In light of these inquiries, this court finds the candidate qualified for the Eagle Scout Award. However, if anyone knows any reason why this Scout should not receive the rank, please inform the court now.
Gentlemen of the court, I represent all of the Eagle Scouts who have received the Eagle Award in the TAC Med District. We do not object to awarding the rank of Eagle to this candidate. We believe, though, that he must understand that the Eagle rank is a responsibility as well as an honor. We respectfully ask that this Eagle candidate be informed of his responsibilities before badge.
This court concurs with your feelings. Let us hear the responsibilities of the Eagle Scout.
The first responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. An Eagle's honor is sacred. Honor is the foundation of all character. Character is what one is deep down inside, not what others think one is. An Eagle will so live that he respects honor upon his home, his church, his school, his friends, and upon himself. May the white of your badge remind you to live with honor. The second responsibility of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. Without loyalty, character lacks direction. An eagle is loyal to his ideals. To thy own self be true. It follows as the night into day. Thou cannot be false to any man. Neither pain nor profit, pride nor personal loss, shall swerve him in his loyalty. May the blue of your badge remind you to always be loyal. The third responsibility of an Eagle Scout is courage. Courage gives character force and strength. Trusting in God and with faith in his fellow man, the Eagle Scout faces each day unafraid and seeks his share of the world's work. May the red of your badge remind you always of courage. The final responsibility of an Eagle Scout is service. He extends a helping hand to those who toil up the scouting trail. Those, just as others helped him in his achievement of the Eagle rank, the habit of the daily turn must take on new meaning. Blossoming in a life of service, he protects and defends the weak and helpless. He aids and comforts the unfortunate and oppressed. He upholds the rights of others while demanding his own. His code of conduct is based upon the belief that real leadership must be founded upon service. May the motto, "Be prepared," always be of service to others. May the eagle, suspended from the ribbon, always remind you to perform the service when the opportunity presents itself.
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, if this candidate is willing and eager to accept the responsibilities of the badge as well as its honor, we cordially welcome him into our ranks of the Eagle Scouts.
Eagle candidate Andrew Wicker, are you willing to accept these responsibilities?
Yes.
By the authority vested in me in this court of honor, by the National Council, Boy Scouts of America, and by the recommendations of the persons who have investigated your credentials, your leadership, practice, and your character, this court hereby awards the rank of Eagle Scout to Mr. Andrew Wicker. The charge is worthy Eagle Scout given by Mr. Micah Dye.
Andrew, I have the honor of giving you the Eagle Charge. The Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most wholesome and significant movements in the world's history. You have been judged by the Boy Scouts of America to be worthy of the highest rank in this great movement. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. Your position, as you know, is one of honor and responsibility. You are a marked man. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed the solemn obligation to do your duty to God, your country, fellow Scouts, and mankind in general. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and your brother Scouts. America has many good things to give you and your children, but these good things depend, for the most part, on the quality of her citizens. Our country has had a great past, and you can help make the future even greater. I charge you, Andrew Wicker, to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication. Be a leader, but lead only toward the best. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to the high level of service to God and to your fellow man. So live and serve, that those who know you will be inspired to finer living. We have too many who use their strengths and their brains to exploit others and gain selfish ends. I charge you, Andrew Wicker, to be among those who dedicate their skills and the ability to the common good. Build America on the solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God. And whatever others may do, you will leave behind a record which every other Scout may be justly proud. Andrew Wicker, you will now rededicate yourself by repeating the Scout Oath. Repeat it slowly as you stand before the court. Resolve to maintain the perseverance that has brought you this far. Please rise.
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, and keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
All right, now for the good part. Andrew Wicker, you're hereby congratulated for reaching the highest peak of the Eagle Trail. Your diligence and hard work have paid off. If you, along with your mother and father, would come up, we'd like to present your badge. You made Troop 53 very proud. May the qualities that inspired you to this achievement continue to lead you to even greater success in your life. As an Eagle Scout, the eyes of scouting are upon you. And that also means the eyes of the world are upon you. The traditions of the Eagle Scout are high. May you live up to those traditions, always guided by the spirit of scouting. Do you have the Eagle badge? covered box. Mrs. Wicker, you get the honor. Oh, my bad, sorry. You get the honor of getting this. As you pin this badge, we will know that the world has its eyes upon Andrew. And they will know that he is an Eagle Scout. Andrew Wicker, pin this miniature badge over your mother's heart in recognition of her love, encouragement, faith, and trust in your future. As an Eagle Scout, may you never disappoint her. Mr. Wicker, we charge you with putting a neckerchief around your son's neck to tell the world that you will continue to support him as he grows into a man. Eagle Scout, Andrew Wicker. Because your father raised you, taught you the important lessons, he gave you solace and he comforted you, and he assisted in your development, I ask you to please present him with a small eagle tie tag, an outward symbol of your achievement, which he may wear with pride.
Will the audience please rise and give Eagle Scout Andrew Wicker a round of applause. Now, before we close, I was told that Andrew would like to say a few words. Is that correct? The microphone is yours, sir.
First of all, thank you all. I just want to say that I appreciate you guys all coming out and supporting me. You've all had a part in my project, whether you physically helped me or just prayed for me or helped me with some kind words. So I do want to thank all of you, but I also want to make a few individual shout outs. First of all, my project coach, Mike Adai. Thank you. You have helped me through all the ups and downs of scouting, and not just through my project, but since I was a scout. Second, I want to thank all my friends, Michaela, the Kerrs, the Herbies, the Morgans, all of you guys. You've all helped me emotionally and physically knock out my requirements and everything for this rank. Third, I'd like to thank my family, whether you guys just told me to answer one more question or encouraged me to send one more email or anything like that. Just thank you. And lastly, I'd like to thank my grandfather, who isn't here, but even host over the phone, he's helped me out. He's also an Eagle Scout, so he's given me some encouraging words and some great advice. Through my scouting journey, I've learned everything from first aid to life-saving to orienteering and backpacking. BSA taught me things, but over that, my scouts, my fellow scouts, they've also helped me through just helping me with a hard concept or teaching me how to tie a knot. You guys have all helped me, so I just want to say thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the Eagle Scout Code of Honor. Anyone wishing to congratulate the newest member of Troop 53's Eagle Scout, you're more than welcome to. And one of the honors that I always like to do when I have Eagle Scouts and they invite me to their, I pick a special something for them. So Andrew, if you come up, I've had something made for you. And the first one said, congratulations. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulate your new scout, or correction, your new Eagle Scout.
I'm Major General Philip Stewart, speaking today about scouting in America. The question I am probably asked more often as a senior leader in the U.S. military is what helped prepare you more than anything to be a leader? And what's ironic about that, it has nothing to do with the Department of Defense, and it has nothing to do with my service, the Air Force. Probably the most impactful thing in my life was my journey in scouting, which began about 40 years ago when I joined scouting and 35 years ago when I became an Eagle Scout. Scouting teaches you to become self-reliant. It teaches you to be a servant leader. It helps to ground you morally and ethically and provide direction in the life of a young boy or young girl. It's an amazingly powerful tool. You know, from the self-reliance piece, just look at the merit badge program, right? Camping, first aid, orienteering, hiking, all the skills that we love when we're young, but it helps you provide the journey. And of course, what's lost in the merit badge process is not just how you achieve it yourself, but how you help others achieve it as well. That's part of the journey. Being greater than yourself, being part of something bigger than you, which is incredibly impactful as a young individual. With becoming a servant leader, it's a similar thing. What you realize being part of a troop is I'm going to go on a journey myself, but I have to take the rest of the folks along that journey with me. And you may start as a young scout and you will progress along the way, along that journey to help others. And it's just simple decisions, right? How far are we going to hike today? Are we going to go 5 miles or are we going to go 10 miles? The young boys and girls in the troop make that decision, not the adults. What are we going to eat for dinner? Looks like it's going to rain. Should we stop? Should we continue going? Should we press on? Those are journeys and those are decisions that when you start making them and younger in life, they become a habit as you get older. Being held accountable for your decisions is another one. These are all great things that you have to learn as a young servant leader. And of course, I love the fact that being in scouting helps orient you, sometimes physically, but also morally and ethically, something we need as young folks in life. It can be as simple as which way is north, right? You wake up in the morning, you pull out your map, you look at your compass, and you go which way is north. But it's a lot bigger than that as well. Morally and ethically, what's the right thing to do? Okay, we spend lots of time as adults thinking about that, and that is kind of the essence of leadership, right? What's the right thing to do, and how do I know that? And more importantly, how do I act on that? And you learn that in scouting, and that is an incredibly powerful tool to teach young men and young women in life. So I'm a huge fan of what scouting teaches and what it does for you. I still have a resume in life, and for 35 years, one of the things at the very top of my resume has been an Eagle Scout. And I'm very proud of that. My father was an Eagle Scout too, and he was my scoutmaster. So it's a family thing, and I hope to hand that down to my 2 daughters as well. The other thing I love most about scouting is the motto, be prepared. You know, how simple is that? How elegant is that? And yet it encompasses everything, right? Is it gonna rain today? Be prepared. Are you gonna lose power in your house? Be prepared. Are you gonna blow a tire on the way to work? Be prepared. Global pandemic? Be prepared, right? It helps you with so many things in life. And again, it makes you accountable, and it helps you think ahead, and it helps you think throughout those things. So I'm extraordinarily grateful for the tools which scouting provided to me on my journey as a leader, a journey which began 40 years ago and still hasn't ended, and hopefully won't end for a very long time. It's just a life tool. So I'm very grateful to scouting, very thankful, and hope I can give back in some meaningful way to what scouting has given to me. I also know that there's a Court of Honor coming up for the local troop, and I want to say congratulations to those 2 Eagle Scouts for making that journey. the dedication and commitment that takes is impressive indeed. One of the great things about scouting is that as you go along your journey, it teaches you that it's really not about you after all. The journey that you were on is really about other people and making their lives better as well. And that culminates with the Eagle Scout project, of course, right? Not only do you have to set up a project and that plan your project, but you have to lead other folks. It's not enough that you do it yourself. You have to recruit others in and on that journey as well. And of course, that's another one of life's great leadership traits as well. So I want to say thank you. I want to say congratulations on your journey. Thanks.